Alrighty. Here is one of two models of the wind machine that I own. This one here is primarily mine. It stays in my fan vault. I do have a kind of the newer bluish and gray one that actually dates from 2007. I let my tenant who lives downstairs, a long time high school friend of mine, helps me rent this place. Yeah, I let him use it. He got it in his bedroom, so I'm not gonna go down there and get it. But this is the one that I just kind of keep around. I kind of just have it displayed in the room in there because really these fans don't really do a whole lot, like as far as perform. They don't perform well. They don't move a whole lot of air, but I do like the way it looks. These are pretty much the initial wind machine. However, this one is actually the wind machine 2 because it does have the metal housed Marco motor, whereas the initial wind machine, which pretty much looked exactly the same and did have the 7-wing. I forgot to mention this one this one originally had the 7-wing blade, but I swapped it out with my 92 Galaxy 3723 box fan, which I like that swap. It's the best blade swap I think possible. And yeah, that's why this one rocks the 5-wing blade. And to be honest, it performs a little bit better with just the 5-wing blade. I feel like they probably should have made a 7-wing version of the box fan instead of this. But, I don't know. Yeah, so that leads me to believe this one dates to early 90s, since it is metal Marco housed motor. And yeah, it's pretty much just a cool aesthetic. It's just something I like to look at. I do remember seeing these as a very young child. Of course, in that same era, I saw these fans everywhere. These fans surprisingly sold a lot. It really got that. It's got that really cool wind machine, and it might actually still has the plastic over top of it. The film that you peel off. You see the peel sign on there. But I really like that wavy wind machine badge. That's just one of my favorite things about this fan. I found this fan actually earlier back in spring at a pretty far away thrift store. It was originally missing its stand, which is why I think paid $4 for it. It still worked, it just didn't have its stand. And then I made a post on the anti-social media, and one of my family friends, an old guy, said he had a stand for this thing, and said if I wanted it, I can have it. Didn't have the fan anymore. I guess he threw it away, stopped working. I don't know. But yeah, he had just the stand for one of these, and yeah, so it's got the stand now. Here's the back of the fan, or the side of it, what's it say? It's got this really weird designed outer, I don't know, you say grill pad or vents. It's strange because it seems like it actually pulls in air through air gets inducted through here, which I think might, if they had just left this solid plastic without all these vents in there, it might actually have moved a little bit more air. But I guess for, initial design, it was kind of just like a start of it. And another cool thing about these were actually badged Galaxy. The modern ones are not. I mean, actually, eventually they stopped calling them the Galaxy wind machine at some point. I guess after the 90s version of these, like mid-90s version of these. In the 2000s, when they started having the cheap China crappy motor on there, which is like the other one that I have. This is a 2007 model. Pretty common. They're okay, but I just don't like them that much. I like this one just because it does have a domestic made motor. See, it's got the metal house Marco motor in there. Better look at it. It's kind of hard to see from here, but yeah, it is in fact metal Marco. And I really do not want to have to take this thing apart again, which is another reason why I don't use this fan much. This thing is a pain in the ass to take apart, or more or less to reassemble than to take apart. Because it took me almost an hour to get this thing back together when I completely tore it down. I did a good cleaning of the motor inside and out. And yeah, this was back when I first got it. And yeah, it had me just sweating. Because it was just the short wiring in the switch, and just overall design of this thing. But I do like that badge too. That's a really cool wavy Galaxy badge. This one does not have the protective film on it. It's a 3-speed. Fan tilts. I'm not want to tilt it. It does. These actually do tilt or all the way back if you want to. Not just this fan can completely flip the other direction if you wanted it, but it's kind of hard to get. As old as this thing is, the stand and all that's kind of worn out, so it wouldn't really stay. So anyway, here's the plug to it. Actually does have a non-polarized plug. It's kind of cool. It's a weird kind of LASCO plug. I've never seen LASCO use that kind of plug, but these were kind of like supposed to be a different kind of fan. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it up. Got the amp draw meter right here, and my favorite station here is high. It does move a little bit there, but it's not what you would think it is. It's not really what I think they would intended it to be, I guess. Kind of overkill on the plastic design. Running 2 amps, about typical for these Marcos. 166 watts. Down to medium. Still sounds pretty cool. Pretty cool sounding fan. Yeah, it sounds mostly like a 90s LASCO box fan, but a little bit different. 1.4, 117 watts. And low. Wind machine. $89 watts. And 1 amp, we'll say 1.1 maybe. High. Well, that's just more noise than anything, but still, it's just, I want to keep this thing just around. Like I say, it's getting kind of rare, I guess, nowadays. Spend down time now. Alright, flip it over, see if we can get some startup noises. Alright, we'll start with low. That's pretty cool. Now medium. And high speed. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.